Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to talk about Estee, a meme coin on the Ethereum chain, and why I think Estee could be one of the biggest movers of this cycle. So, if that sounds like something you're interested in, please smash the like, keep on watching, because this is a coin that you don't want to miss out on if it reaches its full potential. So if we just take a look at SD, the price currently is, well, I'm going to talk about it in market cap because this has a lot of zeros, but five zeros, 9087 is the current price. But in terms of market cap, it's at 3.8 million per coin. Okay. So we're talking about a very, very low cap meme coin here. All right. And to be honest with you, I heard about SD very early on. I got in at around about 500,000. Before this pump, I saw the price go all the way up above 10 million market cap. I think it spiked as high as 12 or 13 million market cap, all the way back down. And I literally round tripped everything. And I'm pretty sure I got out around about 500k market cap. Then I said, look, you probably just sold the low. I thought this token was about to die. I got back in and I really saw the team working hard on X. And I could see that they were doing a lot of Twitter spaces. And that really made me think that this team is a strong team. This team is not going to let this token die. They really believe in this narrative. And there was competition. There was other ST tokens that came and went. There was the HANA token as well, which claimed to be the original Shib dog, which was a Cabal coin, which was highly hyped up. And ST was more community driven. And I liked the fact it was more organic growth and was community driven. Obviously, this got sniped, botted, whatever. All sorts of stuff happened on the launch. But from there, price pretty much found a base. It was around the 1 million, just below 1 million, that it found a base. And obviously, we've pumped. I remember getting excited, adding a bit more on this pump. We came back off again. And I've just been waiting to see if this coin can start to trend. And we're seeing some activity again on the token today. And I think it's still worth talking about. I mean, yeah, yesterday you would have got this for a 2 million market cap. Today, you're buying it just under 4 million. I still think this is not too late. I've actually added myself right now to Estee. So it's a token that I think has huge, huge potential. And really to just, well, let's jump into a bit more about the token, and then we'll talk about where I think this token can potentially go. So this is the official SD page on X. It's at SD Coin, and the team are relentless on here. Video they did yesterday, they're starting to interact with the official Shiba Inu account. So SD essentially is the original dog that Shiba Inu is based on, and the owner has confirmed that. So if we look at the official Shib account, we can see here the official Shib account's got 3.8 million followers. That's a massive following. That's pretty much the market cap of what the ST token is. So if all of these guys all just put $1 in, you've basically got the current market cap. If they all put $100 in, then you can see how the price can go a lot higher than it currently is. So I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it's just an interesting coincidence, right? But they are relentlessly posting. I mean, this is 1 hour ago, 14 hours ago, yesterday, 4 days ago. So it's pretty much daily posting, okay? And there's replies, and there's retweets, and there's all sorts of other interactions. And this is something that stood out to me because obviously 2020, 2021, we had Doge and we had Shib. This cycle, we've got Neiro and we've got SD. Now, obviously, I'm going to hold my hands up. Neiro has not replaced or will not replace Doge, and I highly doubt that SD is going to replace Shib. But can SD capture just a fraction of the market cap of Shib? Has Neiro captured just a fraction of the market cap of Doge. Let's actually just take a quick look at Neiro and see what the price has done, or the market cap has done for Neiro, and kind of let's maybe get a bit of an idea as to what Estee can do. Because this will be quite interesting. So if this actually wants to load up, it would be great. Doesn't seem like it wants to for now. So it'd be good if we can get the full price history. Come on, guys. Stop messing around. Maybe it'll load up in a moment. Or we can maybe do it this way. Here we go. Right, so we can see that the market cap was fairly low when it came out. It was a few million, 1 million, 1.5 million. So not too different from where Estee is or where Estee had been. It then had a pump up to just shy of 50 million, came back down and held the 20s, and then it went on this insane vertical run, 400 million, then pushed up to 800, then hit the 1 billion mark. Okay. So that is what Neiro has done. Obviously, Doge is in the tens of billions, but my point is that Neiro was still able to get to 1 billion market cap. Now, if we just go back and we look at where Estee is, we can see that Estee is much, much younger in terms of its journey. And like we have said already, Estee has been bouncing around between similar market caps, 1.5 million, 1 million. It's now had a pump up, or recently had a pump up to about 5. It's come back down. Now it's on its way to 4, so it looks like. So I really think that Estee can follow a similar trajectory. I think that at some point Estee will have a breakout into the tens of millions. Maybe it doesn't go to 50, maybe it goes to 20, maybe it goes to 30. I think it holds then a 10 million plus market cap. And then at that point, when it has more volume, because really the big difference here is the volume. Obviously, it's a lower market cap, it has a smaller volume. But if Estee can get some acceptance above 10 million, above 20 million, and the volume can start to come in, then it becomes a potential listing for some of these big exchanges. And obviously, Neiro really, really took off and went to 1 billion after it got a Binance listing. Could it be that Estee follows a similar path? Could it be that Estee could also get a tier 1 listing, like a Binance listing? That would send Estee, without a doubt, probably into, well, most definitely into the hundreds of millions, potentially up to 1 billion itself. So, if we're looking at multiples here, what's a 10x? Obviously 38 million. I think Estee could do a 10x fairly quickly if it keeps on getting interaction, or Irina keeps on getting interaction from the Shiba token. From there, like I say, if it gets more volume coming in and we get a big tier 1 listing, I think it could do 100x up to 130 million without a doubt. Maybe it can do a 200x. Maybe it can get up to sort of 700, 800 million per token, if we're saying it can follow in the same footsteps as Neiro. So I think that's something really interesting to bear in mind, that the concept has been proven already. I'm not saying many tokens are going to do this, but is there room for one more token to pull a Neiro? And if it's going to happen with any token, I think it's going to be the Estee token. So this is something that has just happened, and this is really what is the cause for the price pump over the last day. We've seen the official Shib account interact with the owner of Estee, the dog behind Shiba Inu, which is Irina. So obviously Irina says, this is my Estee. She says hi to everyone. And then the Shib official Shib account says, Estee has brought countless smiles to the Shib army and beyond. We can't thank her enough. So obviously this interaction is really positive because if you go through to Irina's account, it is Estee, the dog behind Shib, and you can see here that she has interacted a lot with the SD token. So let me just see. She keeps on obviously posting videos with SD. She's obviously got it as a banner that it's the dog behind Sheeb. And there's all sorts, I mean, there's all sorts of posting on here with her and the sheep token, or sorry, with the SD dog, shall I say. She's made posts talking about the history and the name and everything like this. I'm just trying to think if she, I mean, she has interacted with the SD project themselves. So this is really, really positive. This interaction here, notably this reply from Sheep. So I really do think this could be the moment for SD to move in and establish itself into the tens of millions. And like I say, that is for me the first step that has to happen for SD then to get considered for exchange listings. And then if it can get a big exchange listing, then we could see this get catapulted into the hundreds of millions, which I think has to be the goal. I mean, could it get into the billions peak bull run if it gets a T1 exchange listing like a Binance? I think that's very, very possible. So what I'm trying to say is you're making an asymmetric bet here. You've got the risk that this goes to zero, where you lose your money, but on the other hand, so basically you're losing one, you're risking one to make 10, to make 100, maybe even to make 200, 300. So it's a pretty good risk return to get involved. And yeah, it's just something I really, really wanted to share with my subscribers and followers, just because I think this is an opportunity that you have to be aware of. And then it comes down to you. Do you actually want to take this opportunity? Are you prepared to actually put some money in that you potentially might lose all of it, but at the same time, you might actually make a lot? I think the odds of this happening are obviously fairly slim, but they're better than 50-50. I would say, if you're given that risk to return, and if you're getting odds of around a 50-50, I think it's a toss-up. This is either going to run into the tens of millions or it's just going to stay where it is. And this tweet blows over, everybody forgets about it, and the token just doesn't really ever get picked up or go anywhere. That's a real possibility. So I'm not telling you buy this, it has to go up or to ape in or to throw your life savings in. I'm saying potentially this is a token that could do really, really well. There could be huge, huge upside in this token here. And things are starting to happen that you want to see happen. This is looking more and more like a possibility because of things like this happening, because Shib is recognizing SD as the dog behind Shiba Inu. And Irina, the owner, keeps on mentioning SD. So I think there's every chance that SD does really well this cycle. And if you're going to get into this token, now I think is a decent time to do it. And just going on to the technicals then, if we actually look at the chart of SD, we can see we're actually forming what looks to be a breakout right now from this consolidation. So really, you can do this any way you want. You can do it like that. You could also say that potentially this is a sort of descending wedge that has now broken out. There's a sort of couple of ways to sort of chart this, but obviously right now we are looking at a breakout. So this is pretty time sensitive, I would say. If we actually grab our top here and actually do some sort of Fibonacci analysis down to the bottom of this, we can actually see this gives us some sort of decent Fibonacci levels to actually base off. And obviously we get some extension targets as well. So yeah, I'm actually just going to take this off for now because I don't think the fib levels are going to mean a huge amount on a sort of such a low cap coin like this. I think the fibs will probably become more relevant a little bit later on, a little bit down the line. I'd be interested to see if this actually was a 50% pullback when we got it. So what sort of 50%? Yeah, pretty much. So it looks like the midpoint of the ranges can be used in something like this. And this is something I'm quite a big fan of as well. Just to look at things like the midpoints. I mean, here, yeah, we kind of came down and we tagged the 786. So yeah, potentially the Fibonacci's do have some relevance, but I think, look, really horizontal support and resistance is going to be a bigger factor. And if we just look, we can see some pretty clear horizontal resistance here. So if we can actually get through this and take out this high, that's going to start to look really good. That's really going to start to show us that SD is forming an uptrend. If we can get above this, hold this as support, then I think, look, if you wanted a lower risk entry, obviously you're sacrificing getting in at a lower market cap. You'd be paying nearly double in terms of the current price to actually get involved up here. But that would be a safer entry to get a breakout, a retest. It's likely at this level that would be a point I would consider adding more if we obviously got a nice expansion and started to find support at this level. That I think would be a really, really good trade to make. But look, I think where we are right now is a good entry. It's a low market cap. Like I say, you're taking on a fairly low risk for a large potential upside. And like I say, if this follows in the footsteps of Neiro, and we've seen it happen already with the Neiro tokens, so the concept's been proven already, then Estee could go to the tens of millions, possibly hundreds of millions, possibly even 1 billion. I don't want to get carried away, one step at a time. But obviously, if we do see SD break out above the $10 million mark and be able to hold prices above $10 million over the next few weeks and months, then I will get a lot of confidence in this token being able to sort of get a larger exchange listing and get into the potentially the hundreds of millions for this cycle. So I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully you find this video informative and useful, sharing this token with you, hopefully early, and hopefully I'll be doing an update on this coin in a few months' time, and we'll be looking back and saying it was a good pick. So thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please do smash a like on it. Also, subscribe to the channel if this is the sort of content you do like, because I do try and pick these low caps that can do 50x, 100x. I'm always on the search for the next one. So as I see and hear things, I will definitely be the first to let you know about it through this YouTube channel. Also, subscribe to me on X, links in the description if you want to be really, really on top of everything I call in real time, because obviously it takes a little bit longer to do a video on things. And yeah, have a great day. Hopefully we will see this one do some good things over the next few days and weeks. All right. Goodbye for now.